Hello, welcome to another from Clifton Market in the cafe. We're going to have Mr. Singh here today. And, Dave or Rama, you want to say something live? I'm live now. Yeah. Maybe 5 people watch it, you know. I mean, come on, Rama, you can talk about, I need to know the next nature walk in the park is going to be. Is it 10 o'clock on Sunday now? Yeah.
Check out the Facebook page.
Oh, okay. Good idea. That's what I need. That's what I need to know. So they're continuing the nature walks in Burnet Woods. They used to be at 8 o'clock, and now they're. What are you guys, Channel 5? Hey, I'm live on YouTube. Come over and say hello. We got Channel 5 here. Who are you going to cover? Who are you going to shoot?
The lettuce recall.
Oh, right. Yeah, the romaine or is it romaine? Yeah, okay. And we're trying to find out where they got an article in the Enquirer, so we can read that. That might be interesting. Is Art Center coming to Burnet Woods? Plans for a new art and cultural center in Clifton's Burnet Woods Park are still up in the air. Well, that's funny, everybody calls it Clifton's. Actually, it's now Cuff's Burnet Woods. The community's thoughts on it are not. Clifton Cultural Arts Center presented concepts for a new facility in Burnet Woods on Thursdays to the Cincinnati Park Board commissioners who have who has the authority to the Cincinnati Board of Park Commissioners who have the authority to lease parkland. The commissioners also heard from community members who support and oppose the new building. First, Immersion Design, a sustainable focused firm, presented 2 potential designs for the CCAC building that aims to improve the ecology around it more than simply minimizing environmental harm. The designs, between 10,000 and 14,000 square feet of usable space each, would use less than an acre of the nearly 90-acre Burnet Woods near Clifton Avenue. One features a parking lot. The other would use parking spaces along Brookline Avenue. The CCAC's capital campaign seeks to raise $8 million for construction and a building reserve fund, mostly through private donations. But the CCAC is also looking at new market tax credits to fund the project. Tax credits meant to revitalize low-income communities that aren't available at the CCAC builds elsewhere. I want to make it very clear, the CCAC is not looking for a land grab. Leslie Mooney, the center's executive director, told park commissioners Thursday, there is no attempt to steal or get free parkland. By scaling down, CCAC also hopes to reduce operating costs. The center, which has been housed since 2008 in the 53,000 square foot former school building that is over 110 years old, began looking for a new site 18 months ago. Cincinnati Public Schools is reclaiming the Beaux Arts building, which has undergone $2.9 million in renovations for the 2019 to 2020 school year. The old building is slated to become a CPS neighborhood school serving children from Clifton, Clifton Heights, University Heights, Fairview, and Spring Grove Village. So what happens to the CCAC if it doesn't get a spot in Burnet Woods? It may be the end, said Mooney. It may be that the board decides that we do something else with the funds we have from the CPS, and that's it. We would have to just be done. And that would be a very sad day, but I'm not here to sell you on a sad story. Cynthia Duval, head of the Preserve Burnet Woods Facebook page, says she wants to protect the park from increasing pressure from the surrounding commercial development. We need to keep this park as a space which provides opportunities for everybody for free, regardless of programming. It programs itself, Duval said. Community member Brant Schurenberg compared erecting a building in Burnet Woods to chopping off a piece of music hall to build something new. Bob Hurst, who opposes the building in the park, said if there were to be a building in the park, the board should consider a different tenant. This is valuable property, Hurst said. If we're going to go down the path of putting somebody in the park, why would it be the CCAC? Former Metropolitan Sewer District Director Gerald Checo said the designs for the CCAC facility minimized environmental impact while it providing art programming to an area that needs it, calling it a win-win proposal. For Clifton native Malcolm Montgomery, a walk through Burnet Woods is his respite. It's better than a cup of coffee in the morning. It's better than a drink after work to relax. Montgomery has opposed every bit to develop the park for over 20 years, but the CCAC's project made him reconsider. I think now you have an organization that you can trust to fulfill the promises to this park and to the community, Montgomery said. The center has been visited by more than 240,000 individuals and families since opening in September of 2008. It is unclear when the park board commissioners will decide whether to lease parkland to the CCAC for the new facility. And they show a couple of nice pictures. This is in the Cincinnati Enquirer. So that's on the Preserve Burnet Woods Facebook page. And I was trying to find out when here another evasive removal day is in the books. Oh, so that's what already happened. Well, I'm sorry I can't get the information about the Preserve Burnet Woods walk, but that's what we have from the park board. I mean, the Preserve Burnet Woods website. Now let's see what other news I have here. The Greater Cincinnati Waterworks is offering free lead testing. You can call 513-651-5323 and request a kit. Also, property owners that you can go through a lead service line replacement, and the Greater Cincinnati Waterworks will with the cost sharing, will pay for 40% of the cost with a maximum of $1,500. You can also have the cost of replacing the lead line added to your property taxes through a special assessment of 5 to 10 years. There's, if you have anything that you want to report to the city, you can call 513-591-6000 to make a verbal request, or the city of Cincinnati now has an app that you can load on your phone and request the replacing a sign, fixing a pothole, removing graffiti, and getting large bulky trash items picked up. Our neighbor just did that the other day, and they came by and removed it. So round one of the CPS Magnet School enrollment is going on. It ends in December 14th. There'll be 2 more lottery rounds coming up. The Golden Ticket Show is still showing at the Trailside Nature Center until December 15th. The hours are Tuesday, 3 to 7, Fridays, 3 to 7, and Saturdays, 12 to 4 p.m. If you Google Cincy Flags, you'll get to the website, a grant-funded project seeking to professionally design a unique flag for each of Cincinnati's 52 neighborhoods. And they have the Clifton designs on there. You can check them out. There's going to be a special meeting of the owners of Clifton Market on November 27th at 6:30. They'll be voting. I have some more information on that. There's the Clifton Market Board. 2 Clifton Market shareholders from the Market Board. The Clifton Market Board is they postponed the meeting on the 17th. The board is now calling a special meeting of owners to be held at 6:30 p.m. on Tuesday, November 27th, at a location at the normal location of the last few meetings, the Masonic Hall up the street from Skyline. It's about 2/3 of the way to the library. Let's see if we can get some more information on that. I was at the Clifton Business and Professional Association meeting on Monday, and this is the update. Oh, this is about, they're looking for officers to run. They're going to be voting in January. I seem to be able to get all the news I put in my. So here's the current news. Here are the meeting notes from the Monday's Clifton Business and Professional Association meeting. UC Student and Marketing and Public Relations Group update. They shared tactics for promotion and a packet of info with their ideas to come. The main takeaway was that this area should be called the Ludlow Entertainment District, because when you say Ludlow, the UC students know exactly where it is. But if you say Clifton, they sort of consider all of Clifton Heights and Voorheesville and to be part of Clifton. So I think there's going to be a rebranding of Ludlow to become the Ludlow Entertainment District, of which they do have now an entertainment district license. They are working on a promotion for holidays on Ludlow. They're soliciting offering and businesses offering incentives as part of this promo. I think they're going to basically say if you post this or share it on Instagram, that every so often they'll give a prize out. The Clifton Business and Professional Association is going to be donating $1,500 for holidays on Ludlow. Clifton Plaza was discussed a better organization of music and utilizing the plaza. They're looking forward to hiring a person to manage it, and also a booking agent. So the person that's going to manage is going to take over the job of Lydia's, getting the music set up. It's also going to be doing social media. The other idea was, other thing discussed was that the Habanero parking lot is going to be split. They're going to make a section in the front there with slanted lines to park the cars, and the back is going to be a gate where you have to pay to, or if you're going to one of the merchants, they will give you a ticket. It'll be very similar to the one that's in the parking lot now. Hey, Alice. Fine, I'm live on YouTube. You want to say hello? Too bad I don't have your daughter here today.
Well, that's true.
I lost that broadcast. It didn't have any sound or anything like that. Well, you never know. When it's free, you know, it could go out. Yeah, so. So you want to sit down and say hello?
For a few minutes.
Okay.
Farmers market too.
Oh, great. Well, the big news today is that you can introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Alice Emmons, a Northside resident, and I'm up at the Clifton market because, well, I really like it.
It's a great little market, and we're on the cover of the Chronicle.
Oh, wonderful.
So that's our big. I put that in. I work with the Chronicle, and I got that on the front page. And when I put it in, I said, "Oh my God, its store could be closed when it comes in the." But here it is.
Gosh, I hope not.
It's got a reprieve.
Well, I'm glad to see that. I mean, I saw the announcement about getting volunteers in to stock the shelves and such. And, well, I'm waiting for the Apple Street Market to hit Northside, but in the meantime, I'm hoping Clifton survives because Northside's not the only neighborhood that needs a walkable market.
Well, they're going to have the same issues that we have. There's no doubt about that.
They probably will. I'm hoping that they will have the opportunity to learn from you guys' experience. And we'll see what happens. Got my fingers crossed. But I'm all out for the smaller business because, you know, nothing wrong with Kroger, but this is home.
No, it's going to be a problem of getting market share.
Yes.
We need market share, and right now I can see right away we got 80% more. We only got 20% market share here. If we can become a successful market, this will become a bustling shop.
Yes.
And we have to work on it. I think it's mostly just convincing your neighbors that it's a good effort, instead of what would people say if they didn't want to come?
I don't know. I mean, I've heard people complain about prices and that sort of thing, and I think it really just comes down to people need to come and take a look. You've got a pretty broad range of prices, and we've been really happy with what we found here in the way of products, and the stuff that comes out of the deli is without compare. I mean, I would kill for one of those pot pies on the average day.
Well, see, that's what we need. We have a new manager now.
Good.
And so he's trying to make it work as a market by kind of just being a little more focused, giving the customer what they want. I don't know. That's obviously what we need to do. And then he's going to be doing it for 45 days. And there's going to be a vote on Tuesday, and then the store everything might be sold to him. But at this point, he is trying to make it go as the store is now, and not to lose the investors' money.
Right. Well, I think I'm glad to hear that that's happening. It's such a struggle. The grocery store industry is difficult to be in. There's so low margins, and there's so many really huge corporations in this business that make it difficult to compete because, of course, Kroger can mail out giant packets of coupons and that sort of thing. And I know that they only make about 2% profit on what they do, but there's just so much more of it, and they've diversified. So they have things like jewelry and gasoline to shore up what they do with food. But places like Clifton Market are hugely important for livability in neighborhoods because not everybody has the means to get to the kinds of locations that places like Kroger are more likely to choose. And that's partly a transit problem. It's partly a corporate America problem where they just kind of don't want to see a lot of the older neighborhoods. And that's frustrating. I like the older neighborhoods. That's where I've always lived. And, Northside, I love because it's diverse and deeply involved, and you
can walk to the Apple Street Market, right?
I can walk to pretty much anything in Northside. So I'm only maybe 3/4 of a mile from the downtown in Northside. I can walk up here too if I want. It's just it's a little more work. And not for groceries. But
Well, you're right. This market is on a bus line.
yes.
And I have interviewed people who you can get off here, go to your shopping, get back on the bus and go back to go to the west side.
Yes, exactly. I mean, 17 is one of the best. Well, there's more than just 17 on Ludlow Avenue. So yes, it's on a very busy bus line, which is great because it's more likely to be able to reach more people that way without having to expect that they're all going to have their own cars, that kind of thing. Cincinnati has a long way to go to recognize that not everybody's going to get everywhere by a car, and that we are ignoring a significant portion of our population by not addressing that issue.
Yeah, there was a big story in CityBeat about the bus line.
Makes sense. I think they've struggled for a long time with what the bus is actually intended to do, and I know they've filled in a lot with having it serve Cincinnati public to get students back and forth, but we really need a more robust public transit system in the city. It would change a lot of opportunities for a lot of people.
I don't know what the snag is. I suppose the county and the city don't want to pay for it.
I have to say I'm not hip deep in all of it, but I know part of it is there are a great number of people in government and in life in general who don't seem to be able to get their head around the idea of what a lot of people are living like, that it's not, I have 2 cars, oh darn, one of them's in the shop, so what, I've got another. The experience of not having a car, or spending most of your life in an apartment, is alien, and they don't take it seriously in the same way that the current city government has a tendency to look at bicycles only as a recreational vehicle. And that's sadly short-sighted, because there's more and more people riding them for lots of things. So some of this is a lack of vision.
Yeah, it sounds like it's like Donald Trump's recognized an underserved large section of the country, and he's working for those now. And now we got to recognize the large section of the country that's moving over to no car.
Yeah, and I think for a lot of the cities that makes a lot more sense, because we can't possibly keep just increasing the size of our interstates to fit all the cars. And if that's the case, then we have to come up with other solutions to transportation. And, a better urban core, more decentralized services like grocery stores, and all the little downtowns that are in our north side, or in our Cincinnati neighborhoods, and reasonable mass transit. Cincinnati's got a lot going for it. We've got some incredible people and resources and local businesses, that kind of thing. We need to be better about getting people to them.
I agree 100%.
Okay. Well, if you're okay with it, I'm going to head out from here,
thank you.
because there's
Thank you,
2
Alice.
turkeys at home waiting
Thank
for
you.
me to.
I forgot your expertise. You're an architect, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
So.
get that out there. People pay more attention. You're an expert.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
In urban planning.
Not an expert in urban planning, but certainly,
We didn't get your take on the CCA going into the maybe possibly.
I have to hesitate as to whether to comment. I haven't really looked at the plans for it. I know there's a lot of very strong feelings. They certainly need a location. I'm hoping that what they're planning on doing for Burnet Woods is an asset and not a detriment, but I can't honestly say, because I haven't looked at the plans.
I understand.
Hopefully they come to a good solution. CCAC is a great institution as well. My kids have benefited from it. I've benefited from it. They need a home.
No, I agree. And, the Parks Board has a big decision to make, and I'm sure they're collecting as much information as possible.
I'm sure they're getting even some information they weren't looking for.
If there's 3 Cliftonites together, you get 3 different opinions.
Well, Northside's a lot the same. People have strong opinions, and that's not a bad thing. At least people are concerned and are talking. That's hopefully how we arrive at good solutions.
Do they have a north side next door? Are you on that?
Oh heck yeah, yeah. And for all you Northsiders out there, of course, the big issues that come up that get people really riled up is traffic issues and dogs and whether they're on or are not on leashes. And that's not to say those are the biggest issues facing Northside, but they get people pretty riled up on Facebook and online. So
Yeah, we have a lot of missing cats. It's gosh funny.
we do too.
All right,
Well-
thank you, Alice.
Thanks, Tom. Good luck.
Okay, thank you. Let's see if we can turn this around a little bit. Jody, is there another walk this Sunday at 10 o'clock in the park?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right, I'll make. Okay. Okay. Okay, great. All right, 10 o'clock and at 2:30, there's a plant walk at 2:30, and they meet at Trailside Nature Center, and there's going to be a bird walk at 10 o'clock, and they meet at the Trailside Nature Center. So that's going to be what's going on. Let's see if we can get a little more of a. We're expecting Mr. Singh here soon. We got Channel 5 here covering, making a little spot for the romaine lettuce recall. They're calling for everybody not to eat any romaine from anywhere until they find out the pace of what's causing it. I was going through the meeting notes of the Clifton Business and Professional Association, and they're exploring the idea of having a paid portion of the Habanero parking lot, and then because businesses pay a premium to have that lot for their customers, and that I think it's being misused by some people. It's somewhat like the parking lot here at Clifton Market. So we'll look forward to the UC students working with Ludlow, the Ludlow Entertainment District. This is from Leslie Mooney. I am writing to provide a quick update following CCAC's presentation at the November 15th Park Board meeting. Thank you for everyone who attended and participated in this conversation. The task force co-chair, New Sinclair, kicked off the CCAC's presentation. Thereafter, the CCAC and our partners at Ignite Philanthropy and Immersion Design presented CCAC's proposed business plan and capital campaign plan, as well as concept images showing what the building design could become. These plans incorporate all of the community feedback that we have heard over the past 6 months. Our goal is to create a highly sustainable design that not only has a net neutral impact, but actually improves the park's wildlife habitat and environment. While we are still just conceptualizing what this would look like, Immersion's renderings bring this vision to life. The park commissioners did not take a vote at the conclusion of the meeting. However, Park Superintendent Steve Suckman offered these key recommendations for the next steps. Further analysis of the CCAC business plan based on park board feedback, further development of building and site plans, develop a proposal identifying CCAC's specific contribution to implementation of the Burnet Woods Master Plan and overall park maintenance, initiation of an appraisal and development of the proposed lease terms. We realize that we are still early in this process and look forward to working with area stakeholders and the park board if we are approved to move forward in the process. the CCAC will be following up with the park staff and board to determine next steps, and we will continue to keep you updated. I think if you go on the CCAC website, you can sign up for notices about the park, and I believe that's how I received that. We've got the new issue of the Clifton Chronicle out, but it's kind of old news since I read most of it when I was proofing the issue, but we were successful in getting the front page story about Clifton Market. Let's see what else we have on but there's a petition link on Preserve Burnet Woods that you can click on. There's 2,638 signatures so far.
You guys have a good night. You got Alex, you got Joe, you got Liam. Liam knows how to run this meeting.
Good. Keith, come on over here. Come on, sit down.
Tired of going home. Have a great Thanksgiving, everybody.
All right, thank you, Keith. Keith's leaving the ship in charge of the expert closers. We've changed the hours back to our earlier change. We open at 8 o'clock, and on from Sunday to Thursday, we close at 10, and Saturday and Friday we close at 11. So that's all I have with let's search Sitwell's and see what they've got on Facebook. There's also a Sitwell's Coffee House in Hamilton. Wow. Hamilton, Ohio? Is that possible? Well, I read the story in CityBeat. Let's go to the internet and see if I can pull up CityBeat, because I don't happen to have an issue right here. Hey Joel, can you get me a copy of Hey Jeff, can you bring me a copy of CityBeat? It's right there in the foyer. It should be in the cart foyer. I forgot. I always like to read. I like to see who's playing around. And today's Wednesday, so it's a new CityBeat. You want to sit down and talk about the economic aspects of running a grocery store? Ah, come on. Come on. Okay. It's Jeff Mills. He's an economics professor. Areas, the music listings. So did they figure out where the
They still don't know, yeah. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. Hey, I'm live on YouTube. You want to sit down and say hello?
Oh, you're on YouTube. What are you doing on YouTube? Just go visit for a second. Are you doing a
Oh yeah, well,
Gosh, how are you? I'm Todd, by the way.
Tom Lohre.
Nice to meet you, Tom.
I've been broadcasting here since June.
Okay.
When the market had a market shareholder meeting,
right,
and they were trying to reach Clifton.
For sure.
And they're talking about like a telephone campaign. And
why not do YouTube?
I must say that a lot of the negative reactions on social media have sort of been able to calm that down with my broadcast.
Good for you. Yeah. How many? Do you have a large audience? I mean, does it vary at various points?
It's if somebody starts yelling and using profanity, that goes straight up to the. But I have to take that one down. And but I've got a lot of mystery watchers.
Nice.
You hardly talk to a person who doesn't know about it.
That's nice.
I only have maybe 83 subscribers.
Okay.
But as
Well,
far
you know, and you keep doing it, maybe it grows and whatnot. And I will say, and I've got to run over and write a web story
Right.
for the. And what I will say about this market in particular, and I've covered some of the bumps. I'll talk into the mic. Yeah.
Right.
So,
yeah.
There we go.
I should know better. I'm going to get fired.
Who's the producer here? So I've talked to, my name is Todd Dykes, and I'm a reporter with Channel 5 here in town, WLWT TV. And it's nice to meet you, Tom. Just sort of happenstance here. We're doing a story about the romaine lettuce recall, or not recall, I'm sorry, it's not a recall yet, that's the point. But this, I call it the kind of the nationwide scare a little bit. Maybe I don't want to overdo it. But what I always value about this market is the idea that it's independently owned, being a co-op, and that you don't have to deal with a lot of bureaucratic hoops to jump through, and they're always welcoming. Now, there might be a situation where they'd prefer not to have certain coverage, but I think in this case, it's a matter of, this is a public health issue and it affects everybody, and I just need to be able to show an empty bin of romaine lettuce because they acted so quickly. So that's why I value that, and we in the journalism field, when there's a place you can go and you think you might have a chance to get inside, you always value that. And they're really nice and lovely here, so it's a good thing. So that's why we're here tonight.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So so now I'm going to actually say goodbye and go write a web story to make sure that I don't get in trouble with my crew. I like the idea here. This is fun. So
I was doing it every day, but now I do it about every 3 days.
Nice.
But this is the way to get the message out
You're
these
right.
days.
Well, it is. I mean, Lord knows we all live on social media, for better or worse, right? But hey, look, an actual interaction, a human interaction. You're real.
I know. It's fun to read stuff on the posts, but when you get to interview somebody on live, it's a little
Sure.
more.
Well, it's good to. I mean, I was talking to somebody earlier who's really close to the market, and that just, I love that, because now I've made a new friend, if you will, or at least I've met a new person, and who knows, another contact, and maybe there'll be a story to do on down the road. Maybe that's all I'll do with you, Tom. How's that sound?
Thank you, Tom.
Hey, man, have a good night, okay?
You're more handsome in person than you are on TV.
You're a liar. There's the filter here, right? Have a good
Makes
night.
everybody look good. Thank you, Todd. I had to be shot. I didn't get and mic'd up perfectly, but we're going back to the music listings here around Clifton. And Bogart's tonight is the Grunge Fest with Lift, the Medium, STP2, Hollow and 7, and Circle Sunrise at 7 p.m. It's rock, grunge, $15. Cafe Vivace has the Blue Wisp Band at 8 p.m. I thought we looked up where that Cafe Vivace was. Let's see if we can. Oh, and Jim and Jack's on the river has Gen X. Jim and Jack's is where you go on Monday or Tuesday for the jump and jive. Let's see if we can find out exactly where Cafe Vivace is. East McMillan. So it's very close to Gilbert. It's past McDonald's. So it's East McMillan. Oh, it's really not in UC area. The Cafe Vivace is on East McMillan before Gilbert Avenue on the right-hand side. There's also a firehouse that's been turned into a pizza place over there now. So this is the rejuvenation of East Walnut Hills. So that's good to know. I thought it was up in the university. So let's see what else we have here on Friday. Top Cat's got Thanksgiving Eve with See You in the Funnies. Sunday Drives, Camper Clark, and the Traveling Jam, 8 p.m. It's rock, various. It's $5. Urban Artifacts has the Fairmont Girls with Static Falls and the Quiet Lives, 8 p.m. It's indie rock. It's free. And it looks like the Woodward Theater over in East Walnut Hills is opening up again. So that's the music listings from. Hey, boss man. Let's see you. See you, girls. Let's see what else we got on social media. I was going to try and hope that Mr. Singh would come on today, but let's go see what's happening on NextDoor. There's a petition. Annie Hamilton mentions the petition to preserve Burnet Woods. Laura and Stephen Rahe have a post. This is Burnet Woods to me with 80 comments. I looked on the CliftonCommunity.org website. I was seeing if the online Chronicle has been posted, and it hasn't yet. So you can always follow up with the 12 pages that have been printed and delivered in the mailboxes this week. So as I predicted, I usually get the issue in the mailboxes before Thanksgiving. Irene Moore has a post on Clifton Market, on NextDoor, about Clifton Market meeting, voting update. Clifton Market public meeting Tuesday, November 27th at 6:30 at the Carson Masonic Lodge at 218 Ludlow Avenue. The purpose of the meeting is discussion and voting on the future of the market. Please bring a photo ID to vote. Voting will also be in the market from 4 to 7 p.m. on Wednesday, November 28th. Kindly stay tuned for further details as they are finalized. Thank you. And Clifton Market Board is organizing some documents that are going to be distributed so people can read up before. Let's see what else we have. There, Jeannie Tremblay from Clifton, a Clifton Market from a visitor's perspective. I've been coming to Clifton Northside on business a lot recently, and I have no history in the market's past. I just went there and spent $63. Is it a waste of time to brainstorm on creative ideas? Maybe this is too simplistic, but is it possible to move the back wall closer to the front and 1/3 of the way and rent out the blank space as something happy for the neighborhood, like a dance studio, ballet for kids, co-working space, Soul Cycle, community orientated, not necessarily a space that sells goods. As it is, Clifton Market is huge. A leaner, smaller sized grocery store would be easier to stock and show fewer barren shelves. So thank you very much for that. Clifton Branch Library is teen craft, ugly sweater wreaths. Make the wreath equivalent of an ugly holiday sweater. Fabric, sequins, pom-poms, tinsel, and more. All materials will be provided. Enjoy some cookies too, and get in the spirit of the season. Ages 11 to 18. Registration is required. Mike Anagusto of Clifton. For many of our friends and neighbors, today is Mawlid al-Nabi al-Sharif. May the birth of the Prophet Muhammad usher in an era of peace, love, and happiness and prosperity for you. Anna Donnell of Northside, supporting Clifton Market. Many of us are aware that Clifton Market is struggling and many shelves are not well stocked. They've also they've changed the hours back again. I went shopping there tonight and was pleasantly surprised. I was able to get 75% of what I needed and made a quick stop at Queen City Kroger to get the rest. So that's That's sort of the way things have been going with the market. They're going to be closed tomorrow on Thanksgiving. And that's about all we have from NextDoor. Let's go to Instagram and see if we can follow up on what's happening here in the market. I mean, on Ludlow. Sitwell's Coffee House is once again presenting the Faux Frenchman on Wednesdays. That's tonight. Tonight, the Faux Frenchman live at Sitwell's Act 2. One might recall the time many moons ago when the Faux Frenchman and Sitwell's Coffee House were the dearest of companions. The Frenchman with their sizzling gypsy jazz and Sitwell's with its warmth and unique antique flair. Those were truly the good times. Well, my friends, those good times have returned. Join us tonight for the Faux Frenchman's long-awaited return to Sitwell's music from 8 to 10:30. Full bar, kitchen open till 10. Constantly Metafee has posted some beautiful images of animals, birds. I think she probably took them from Burnet Woods. World Peace Yoga has a post, slow down, take a pause. We are slowing down a bit Thursday to Sunday, class schedule below. So Thursday they'll be closed. Friday, they list their classes. And that's all we have from Instagram. Let's go to, let's look at Habaneros on Facebook. We met Max the other day at the Clifton Business and Professional Association meeting. Habanero's restaurant. Well, I guess I don't have. Well, this is the one in California. Well, that's the problem with. Let's go to Twitter. See what's happening. Council member David Mann says, from the bottom of my heart, I wish for happy Thanksgiving for all of Cincinnati's residences. Nothing encircles our lives quite like the family and friends that we hold dear. I hope you all have a safe and joyous holiday. We got Cincinnati baseball. As we celebrate Thanksgiving this week, we are thankful for the chance to give back to our local community. Cincinnati football has perfect attire for Black Friday They've been wearing black uniforms recently. The News Record has a tweet. The broke college kid stereotype is very real to some of us, but have you ever stopped and realized the simple beauty of it? Opinion editor. So we'll get to read the News Record in a few minutes. We'll go to, I guess that's about all we have. We had UC ethnic programs retweeted. Black Faculty Association, check out some of the awesome classes offered by black faculty this spring. Gee, I wonder how you get to that. Well, anyway, hopefully it'll have an article in the News Record. Go to the top of. I wonder what that web page was. Market details. Let's see. I don't know what. Let's go to Clifton Cultural Arts Center. See what's happening. The golden ticket is still on till December 15th. The next event is January 16th, Sunset Salons Ink Art. Let's go to the sports schedule. The UC. Tonight, what do they have going tonight? We have women's volleyball versus ECU at Fifth Third Arena. It was at 12 noon today. We have women's basketball versus Yale University at the Fifth Third Arena tonight at 7 p.m. So let's see what's happening on the 23rd. We got UC football versus ECU at Cincinnati. The time is to be announced. Men's baseball, men's basketball versus George Mason at 7 p.m. CBS Sports Network. I suppose that might be out of town game. This is Friday. Let's see what's happening Saturday. We have men's basketball versus Baylor or Old Miss in Nisaville, Florida. It's 4 p.m. or 7 p.m. Women's basketball versus Lipscomb University at Fifth Third Arena at 2 p.m. on Saturday. So that's the sport lineup. Let's see what's playing at the CCM. Well, looks like the events have slowed down. Let's see what's happening at the Esquire Theater. I'll refresh this. They're going to be showing Gremlins Friday, December 14th. The lineup is Boy Erased, A Private War, Border, mid-90s, Beautiful Boy, Free Solo. So let's read what A Private War is about. Maria Colvin, played by Rosamund Pike, is the most celebrated war correspondent of our era. A woman as comfortable downing martinis with high society's elite as she is brazenly staring down warlords and fleeing from gunfire. Driven by the enduring desire to bear witness and give the voice to the voiceless, Colvin charges into danger, constantly testing the limits between bravery and bravado, a pulse-pounding story told from the front line of the most dangerous battlefields in the world. A Private War chronicles Colvin's extraordinary life. And let's see what Border is about. Border. Tina is a border guard who catches more smugglers than her colleagues due to her ability to smell human emotions. When she comes across a mysterious man with a smell that confounds her detection, she is forced to confront hugely disturbing insights about herself and humankind. Wow. So we have on November 29th at 7 p.m., the Queen City Kings is going to be screened. It's a movie about King Records. It's a Wonderful Life is Sunday, December 16th. A one-night-only event on November 28th at 7 p.m. It's Tuesday. The House That Jack Built. The House That Jack Built. USA in the 1970s, we follow the highly intelligent Jack over a span of 12 years and are introduced to the murders that define Jack's development as a serial killer. We experience the story from Jack's view, while he postulates each murder as an artwork in itself. As the inevitable police intervention is drawing nearer, he is taking greater and greater risks in his attempt to create the ultimate artwork. Along with the way we experience Jack's description of his personal condition, problems, and thoughts through a reoccurring conversation with the unknown Verge, a grotesque mixture of sophistry mixed with an almost childlike self-pity and psychopathic explanation. The House That Jack Built is a dark and sinister story, yet presented through a philosophical and occasional humorous tale. Wow. One night only event, November 28th at 7 p.m. That's the lineup at the Esquire. Let's go see what's playing at the Ludlow Garage. We got Friday, November 23rd, we have Anna Steen with special guest Andrea Summer. Let's see what more details on that. Anna Steen is an indie folk artist creating music that ponders the trials and triumphs that make us most human. Her lyrics and melodies are driven by a soulful authenticity that invites audiences to connect to their own stories. Anna harmoniously blends together her love of honest folk songs and haunting jazz melodies while drawing upon the influence of wild places and powerful female artists. Anna's experiences as a music therapist have given her a unique understanding of the ways that music can capture and transform us. She seeks to manifest this through her intentional presence and performance. and her debut album, Company of Now, set to be released October in 2018. Hannah delves into the delicate dance of being present in the midst of growth and discomfort. Through songs that speak to both suffering and self-acceptance, she encourages listeners to stand tall, breathe easy, and step from the ground they're standing on. The lilting melodies and forthright lyrics evolve after leaving her hometown, her home in Ohio, and beginning a new life in Minnesota, where many solo trips to the North Shore and bike rides around the companion-like lakes breathe life into compositions. The music and message that blossomed from the process is now one of acknowledgement and acceptance. Company of Now is a recognition of what we leave behind when we embark on a new journey, and a celebration of all we gain while being present during the inevitable ache that accompanies growth. And as always, Dave has inserted a wonderful sample of the music. On Saturday, November 24th, we have The Christmas with the Nelsons. Matthew and Gunnar Nelson. So let's see what this is about. Christmas with the Nelsons tells the story of three family Christmases in the lives of America's favorite family, the Nelsons. This heartwarming multimedia live concert experience stars the third generation of #1 Nelson family hitmakers, Matthew and Gunnar Nelson. A genuine blend of Everly Brothers style harmonies and Smothers Brothers style comedy. Multi-platinum recording artists Matthew and Gunnar have been thrilling sellout audiences worldwide for the past decade with their high integrity Ricky Nelson Remembered show, and they've got a new gift for you to open. Not merely a rock concert with a few holiday songs thrown in, Christmas with the Nelsons delivers Christmas classics the Nelson family way, interweaving quick humor, soaring sibling vocals, and state-of-the-art big screen video. Matthew and Gunnar's complete new show will take you on a sleigh ride through time. From the Hollies Jollies 50s, when their father Ricky was a little boy intent on duct taping antlers on the family cat, to the 70s when Santa Claus came to town delivering Schwinns for the twins in the era before bike helmets. That explains a lot. To rocking around the Christmas tree today with the newest generation of the Nelson family kids who proved that yes, we did it, in fact turn out to be just like our parents after all. This is the Christmas show of all ages for girls and boys have been waiting for, on a all new set of classic Christmas songs, and Matthew and Gunnar Nelson at their very best. The entire Nelson family invites you to celebrate Christmas with the Nelsons. That's this Saturday at the Garage. So fantastic. The Garage. Let's see what else we have. Got the, I think we already read Dream Fulfilled by Malcolm Montgomery in the print edition of the Chronicle. Oh, hey, Tom. So, here, sit down. A difference between who and who?
Bengals and the Dyson. It's up to you which sucks more.
I thought they were doing well.
Last week?
Well, I think they had a bad game last week, but otherwise, what's their rank now?
That's okay. It's not important.
Well, look, we made the cover of
Did you?
Chronicle.
didn't look.
I was instrumental in getting that on the cover. I didn't know it was going to be open when this came to press, but Mr. Singh has given us a reprieve.
Has he bought it?
He's in a contract for 45 days to see if he can turn the store around and retrain the investment of the community. Otherwise, he may buy the store completely from.
So he has that option.
They're having a meeting Tuesday, this
I
coming
hope he
Tuesday.
buys it.
Well, those are the two options. He has 45 days to see if he can make it go as Clifton Market with the investors, and then the shareholders may. There's going to be some voting. Those papers are going to come out. We'll have to get those read.
Good enough. I mean, for me, it's like, co-op or not, there's got to be something here. As long as there's something here.
Well, as a single owner, you can act a lot faster than.
Exactly.
But
Are you familiar with the Polish diet? The reason Poland lost in the European wars is they had a government known as a diet. All these people, every member to make a decision,
right.
every member of the diet had to agree.
Mm-hmm.
If one person disagreed, a decision wasn't reached.
Well, this may be what we're having here, but I've seen a nice crowd here, but for the store to be successful, this will be more of a bustling place than it is now.
Maybe we just need a more mainstream market.
I don't know how mainstream it could be. Now here comes Mr. Singh now. I want to see if I can get him to come over here and say something. I only got a half hour left in my broadcast.
I'll go.
All right, Tom, we'll see you. Oh, here comes Mr. Singh now. Oh, good. I'm glad I didn't miss you. Welcome to another broadcast.
Yeah, sure. I want to wish everybody happy Thanksgiving. Come check out the market. It's almost 80-90% stocked. So any of your last minute holiday things, come on. We're here.
Yeah, I was going to ask you if you wanted me to make some more yard signs and put them around the neighborhood.
Yeah, I think anything that tell people that we're here and it's fully stocked and it's open, that will help. Yeah.
Oh, and I don't know if you got a copy of the latest Chronicle, but I was able to get us on the front page.
That's nice.
I was kind of sad I hadn't pulled another marketing rabbit out of the hat, but this goes to 4,500 mailboxes in Clifton.
I like this. This is really nice. Thank you, Tom. Thank you.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna, as always, we got to ask you what can the shoppers do? What can we do for you?
Yeah, just spread the word. Anything positive about the market is good. Just let people know we're here. We're here to stay. The market is going to stay. Cause there are a lot of people out there spreading different things. The store's going to close. This is going to happen. It's going to stay here for a long time. So just spread the good word. Yeah.
Do you need me to help with the suggestion box or try to reach out for people? Because getting people's suggestions returned, or like even an email to info@Clifton Market, are those being answered?
I need to look into that because I do want to make myself available for any suggestions, anything that we can do to make your experience better here. I'm open to that. And we'll put a box here. Then people can drop suggestions. You can reach out to me through email or phone number. I will put all that up there. Yeah.
Well, I feel like these broadcasts are great and everything, but maybe working with the suggestion box or the email, just trying to respond to people would be a better job for me. And I'm going to start making more of these yard signs. We're going to put them up in the perimeter again.
Okay, thank you so much, Tom. Really appreciate what you do for the market, and anything that positive, it will go a long way. And suggestion box is a good idea. I think this is a market for the neighborhood, and we need to listen to people, what they need, and provide them so they can be proud of this place. Yeah.
Well, and I'm also thinking of taking my broadcast to other shops on Ludlow We'll still have the sign, ask me about Clifton Market, but it'll be at like the wine store or over here. So I'll get a better idea of what people are thinking.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. We're here, we are all neighbors. The more people come here, it's better for everybody. So we need to keep this area clean, keep it the same way, so it's a people friendly, so they can do all their shopping and fun and bar, whatever they need to do. You just need to, let people feel comfortable in this area, and that's a wonderful thing. Yeah, we want to be a good neighbor.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Singh, and I'm gonna keep on trying to brainstorm things.
I think you're doing a good job, and it shows that you can see, it's a constant flow of people are coming, and that's for volunteers like you who put a lot of time and effort, and it's paying off.
Oh, what happened? I think we lost it. Well.